All right, everybody. We have another episode of Influxer Media Podcast. We have another Division One basketball player, Kaiyem, who is here from England.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Manchester, England.
Manchester. Happy to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, tell us a little about it. What was it like growing up in England, and what was it like growing up in England, and what got you into basketball?
So starting off, like growing up in England is like way different from like America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from the city. Manchester's like a city, so grew up in like the suburbs, and that, high school's so different. Everybody's like about football, soccer. You know what I mean? So I grew up playing soccer, but never really just had that passion for it. I did kind of everything, just trying to find my niche. You know what I mean? Just trying to find something I loved. I just bounced from sport to sport. Did everything. Literally did everything from dance to soccer to table tennis. Did ballet, like did everything. But then when I just grabbed the ball and started hooping, like I just fell in love with that like, immediately. And I just started playing, like just playing, messing around at the park and that. Not taking it serious, but then like through high school, like second year of high school, like year 7, year 8, I asked like my school coach, like, yo, like, I want to join a team and that. I want to like start getting into this proper. And then he told me about the Manchester team, like the best team in Manchester. And then I tried out for that and then didn't make it a couple times and then just kept working and then got into that. And then started playing when I was like 13 for the team properly. And then just went from there. And then I just kept playing it, didn't really, I knew what I wanted to do with it, but I didn't know how I was going to get to America, you know what I mean? I remember saying to my...
So you knew you wanted to come play in college in America at 13.
Like, as soon as I picked it up, I was like, yeah.
And you picked it up when you were how old?
Probably about like 9, 10, just actually
9, 10.
like just messing around. But I started playing, like joined a team for real. Like I just played in the park, you know what I mean? Just one-on-ones, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, just mess around, you know what I mean? But joined the team when I was like 13, 14, something like that. And then I'm saying to like my family or my dad, like, yo, I want to go like in the NBA, I want to go play in America. He was like, how are you going to do that? I have no idea, but you know what I mean? I'm going to make it happen somehow. Yeah. I just had the vision, you know what I mean? I had the vision, worked towards it, and then literally all of a sudden, like, it just happened.
So how did that, walk me through that part of it? So, you know, you're playing for, you're saying it's the city team.
Yeah. Manchester, yeah. Manchester Magic.
Yeah,
and 6-1.
Everybody's age around on that team is about how old?
So I started playing on the under 13s. That's when I first joined. I didn't play a second though. And then it goes like under 14s, under 15s, under 16s, and then you have under 18s. And then after under 18s, then you'll decide what you want to do. Decide what you want to do with like your career or whatever. And then after I finished under 18s, I went to prep school. I had no offers, I had no Division 2, no Division 1 look. So I was like, the only thing I can do if I want to really continue to pursue this dream is finish one more year in high school in America, which is prep school. So I did that. And then I didn't even get much out of that, honestly.
Which prep school did you go to?
Redemption Christian Academy.
Where's that at?
Troy, he has 2 campuses, like Troy, New York, or Northfield, Massachusetts. Okay. Yeah, so different. That was a grind. That was hard. That was like probably one of the toughest years of my life, but I grew. You know what I mean? Got through that. Still didn't have much. Still didn't have pretty much anything coming out of that school. I remember I was just literally...
So now you're 19 at the time.
Yeah, 19 at the time. And then how I got my first offer was I was just sending emails. To school like, hey, this kid's from England. This is how I got my prep school offer too in England. Just sending bare emails, like thousands of emails to coaches, just copying them, just copy and paste. Like, hey, I'm Kaiyem Cleary, this 6'6". Here's my SAT score. Here's my highlight film. Like, I'm just trying to make something happen. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make the most out of what I got. And literally, like, I'd only get like 2 responses. Florida Southern was like the first one to hit me back. And he's like, hey, we've seen your highlight tape. You look pretty good. We want to bring you down on a visit. And then I was like, all right, bet, let's do this. I'm in New York at the time with nothing, just thinking, just dreading it because I ain't got nothing. I'm like, all right, yeah, let's make it happen. So flew me out, and we just had an open room workout, and I just went and killed them. Like, and literally straight away after the workout, pulls me in his office. I had like 5 dunks. Like, started off first possession, hit a 3. Yeah, I was going off.
So how does that I guess, work out? Are you playing like a game, like a?
Yeah, it was like a scrimmage. It was just like an open run, like off season.
And everybody there is doing the same thing. Everybody's like trying out. Everybody's
so it was just their team. The team just had a workout. Their team just had a workout like after the season, you still work out with the team. So the team just had a workout. Then they play a bit at the end, and then I was on my visit. So then I just jumped in with them playing. So they've already got their team there, and it's just me.
Wow,
it's just me.
Okay.
I just jumped in with the team.
Rolled in.
Yeah, just jumped in. And I was just like, I gotta go kill. You know what I mean? I just gotta go kill. And
First possession.
First possession. Yeah.
Shoot a 3.
Yeah. Hit it. And then I had like 5 dunks. Yeah, I was going crazy. And then straight away after the workout, he pulled me in his office. He's like, didn't say nothing. He's like, we want to offer you a scholarship. I swear I nearly broke down crying because I was like, that was like the first time someone saying it to me.
All that hard work.
Yeah. Especially after the year I had in prep school, like it was rough. So then I was like, yeah, this is where I want to come, So I went to Florida Southern for 2.5 years. In the back of my mind, I was still like, I want to go D1. You know what I mean? I want to go D1. I want to pursue my dream. Just out of the fact that it was just a dream. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a dream, and I didn't really know how it was gonna happen because now I'm at D2. I'm settled in. Like, you can't really just transfer like that unless you have a blow up freshman year. But then I broke my hand my sophomore year, so I got a year back. And then the next season, COVID happened, so I got another year back. So then I'm like, I gotta go for this now. You know what I mean? I just got 2 years of eligibility back.
Yeah, you're older.
Yeah, I have to. I didn't get these 2 years back for no reason. You know what I mean? And like, I wanted to go after my freshman year because it was still a dream. But then I was too scared. Like, it was a thing of like, I was scared to like leave, being an international student, put myself into the portal, and having nothing, having no offers, and then being like, hey coach, like I got no offers, can I come back to the team? Like, it's scary, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, you gotta bet on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like that's the difference between like Americans and internationally. It's hard to just transfer like that because you can't just. We're not from here, you know what I mean? We're not from here, so like if anything goes wrong, like coach someone is back, we're going back, you know what I mean? We're going back home type. So I just bet on myself. As like, you know what? I'm gonna go to junior college where I can get recruited again. For a year, and went through junior college. Best year of my life, basketball wise. Just both on and off court. Just grew as a person, grew as a man. Grew on the court, developed my game, understood what my game was there, and then got recruited by many schools. It felt like the first time like I was getting recruited for real. And then ended up at Ball State. From there, went on a couple visits, and just decided, Ball State is like where I feel like I can be at peace at home, on the court, off the court, you know what I mean? So that's how I ended up here.
Wow, what a journey. So South Florida, then injured, then COVID, then JUCO. And now you're here.
Yeah,
so what
prep school before that.
And prep school all before that. Yeah. And so you are now
it's confusing. But I'm still a junior. I'm a redshirt COVID year junior. Yeah.
Wow. So how old are you right now?
So I'm 23.
23. Okay. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
everybody got a COVID year. So no, you're always gonna be a little bit older. But what was, throughout that journey, what was like what you felt was like a turning point? When did you know, like, okay?
Like, as in, like, okay, like I'm good enough to go to the next level, or like?
Yes, good enough to go to the next level. Go to Ball State. Go to D1.
Honestly, like, probably my freshman year, like when I stepped on campus. Like when I stepped on campus at my first school, Florida Southern, my D2, and I was we was just open runs, preseason. Like I'm killing, I'm doing my thing. I'm like, I can do this. Like I can do this against the best players. You know what I mean? I remember freshman year and sophomore year, I'd be watching all the D1 games and seeing my peoples play, seeing my boys play, and just seeing other people play. I'm like, I can go against these guys. You know what I mean? I can do this. You know what I mean? It's just a thing that I just always, but I believed in myself. You know what I mean? And I seen the vision. I seen the vision clearly of me doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I had this picture in my head of me playing at the highest level in front of a big crowd, like under all that pressure. Like, I just had that vision. You know what I mean? And
So
I just had to make it happen.
You had that vision freshman year. Have you always had that vision? Like, did you have it at prep school?
I've had the vision of me playing like at the highest level, like probably since I started touching the ball. You know what I mean? Since I said I want to go do this. Like I said to my dad, I remember it so clearly. I said I want to go play basketball in America. So
what did they think when you said that?
Probably I don't remember the only response I remember him saying is, "How are you gonna do it?" And I said, "I have no idea how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make it happen." That's the only. I just remember that part of the conversation, but it's different because it's like it's not really people don't do that.
Yeah.
People don't do that from England. Yeah, it's not a thing, especially like where I come from like the little city I come from. People don't really do that. You know what I mean? They go to school, go to college, go to uni, and they're working a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? It's on some chill. You know what I mean? And if they want to play sport, it's within because soccer's so big. Football's so big there. So it's like you play for your club team, and then you end up just working your way up within your own country. No one really, especially at that time, really tries to leave the country to go do something else. You know what I mean? So having that idea of like wanting to leave the country to go pursue something completely different is like
Unheard of.
yeah, somewhat unrealistic, especially like, you know what I mean, kind of unrealistic, especially like where I'm from. It's like no one does that, you know what I mean? I still don't know anyone from like where I came from Garton, Manchester, who like made it out like that, you know what I mean? So like you said, yeah, it's unheard of. So like I remember my mom saying one time to me when I was younger, like, why don't you just go to university here in England and play basketball? Like, is it not the same thing? But like, she don't really understand, you know what I mean? It's not something like it's such a big deal. Like basketball's like big here, you know what I mean? It's not big back home in England. Like we don't even have college sports.
That's what I was going to ask is like, why did you decide, okay, I have to go to America? Why? Because there's Euro leagues for basketball.
Yeah.
Why that?
Probably because when you pick up a ball, like when I picked up the ball, it was like, and I started watching it. I'm watching the NBA. You know what I mean? I understood that the NBA is the biggest platform, the biggest league, with the best players, you know what I mean, in the world. And it's in America. So that's where I have to go. Like, you know what I mean? That's pretty much all there is to it. You know what I mean? The best league with the best players is in America.
Yeah.
So, and I belong there. So that's where I'm going to go.
You still didn't want to settle for anything other than the best?
Yeah. I thought about this in bad times where I've like, you know, been in the position to settle, or I've been in the position to be comfortable where I'm at. Even like at Florida Southern, like I'm at a beautiful school. I'm in Florida, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have got complacent. I could have just settled there and settled for that, but I can't do that. I've never been able to do that, just to settle, you know what I mean? I've always wanted to, and I said to my coach when I left, that's probably one of the hardest conversations I had in my life, me leaving, because he was the only coach that gave me that offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then me going into his office telling them I'm leaving, like, it's almost like I stabbed him in the back, but I wanted to make sure to him, and we had the conversation that it was just me, just a kid pursuing his dream. That's all there was to it. I said, I appreciate him to this day. To this day, I appreciate him giving me that offer because I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for him. So I explained that. I was like, I'm so grateful for you. You know what I mean? But I just don't want to have no regrets. I don't want to have no regrets. I got these 2 years back. You know what I'm saying? I want to make the most out of it. So, you know what I mean? I'm just going to go for it. And you know what? If it don't work out, it don't work out. But then I can look back and be like, oh, I jumped in the deep end. You know what I mean? I went for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I ain't leave anything behind. So
you can always go back to England.
Yeah.
Always.
You know what I mean? And I just didn't want to have no regrets, because even after my first freshman year, my first sophomore year, I'm like, damn, I want to be playing D1. Like, damn, I want to be playing D1. Should I leave? Should I not? You know what I mean? Like, so then when I got those 2 years back, I was like, you know what? I'm going for it. You know,
yeah.
Not look back since. Been the best decision since. So
that's awesome. So, you know, coming from England, just real quick for everybody, you know, there's always I guess confusion between like the UK and England and kind of that distinction. In your words, can you break it down for us?
So England's so you can put it as like Great Britain. England is like almost like the continent. We kind of say it has like UK is full of like it's England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, and UK / Great Britain. I think they're the same thing. UK and Great Britain, yeah, it's composed of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Each of those are different countries. You know what I'm saying? And then England is just England itself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then so
England's its own.
England is its own country, and then the UK is comprised of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales.
Okay, so it makes me feel good that it's even confusing for.
Yeah. You could probably ask someone from England. They'll probably be like, they'll probably be confused with himself. But England, UK, and Great Britain is like the whole thing. England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, and then England is just England, its own country. You know what I mean?
Okay. So when you were growing up and you started picking up a basketball and you were watching the NBA, it's immediately when you had vision for it. Who's your idol then? Who did you watch the most? Who's your favorite?
Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah, I started watching Michael Jordan because it's the most popular. So I just started watching Michael Jordan on like my friend's computer, and then it just kind of derived to Kobe. And then I just used to watch Kobe and then just go to the park and just do all the fadeaways, do all the, you know what I mean, play the one-on-ones and just do all that, all the Kobe stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I looked up to Kobe. Say he was my inspiration to play, and like even kind of how I play now, I kind of got that Kobe swag. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say. You know, I've watched a little bit of your film, and it seems like you can tell you've emulated your game a lot after him. And do you still continue to do that, or is there somebody else you think you know, who do you look to now, or how's your game play now?
I'd say a lot of the elite shooting guards, but Kobe for sure is someone who I definitely tried to emulate my game, and even with the kick in the leg, you know what I mean? Even just little stuff like that. I literally remember being a kid doing it, and I can't get out of it now. No matter how many times coaches tell me, stop kicking your legs, stop kicking, like, you know what I mean? That's the first thing I did when I picked up a basketball. So it's just, I can't get out of it. Like, I think, you know what I mean? But yeah, just pretty much Kobe, because I feel like he simplified his game to where he can be so effective and just mastered all like the fundamentals, the little stuff, the footwork, you know what I mean? The post phase, the one dribble pull-ups, you know what I mean? Just knocking down his open threes and then get into the basket when he can. And that's pretty much all coaches say that I need in my game. You know what I mean? Sometimes I've tried to, you know, be breaking down, you know what I mean, dribble. But as you mature, it's just kind of realizing that, you know, this is what I'm good at. And so I just keep improving the things that I'm good at and become elite at those things.
What about your mentality?
In terms of
like Kobe, right? Every Mamba mentality, that like killer instinct.
Oh, yeah.
Do you compare your mentality to that, or do you think you're a little bit different in your own way?
I'd say I'm different in my own way. Like Kobe's on a complete Kobe's on a complete on a level. And I think when people try to emulate it, like it's good, but like still feel like you gotta have your own mentality within. So I have the killer mentality is in the sense like when I step on court, like it's a war, it's a battle, you know what I mean? It's like me versus you as in the team. So I definitely pick up that. But like I'd say like I have my own, like my mindset towards just life in general and other stuff. Like I kind of have my own little, like I'm my own person, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't ever try to emulate someone else's mindset.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't ever try to copy someone else's mindset because I feel like you're not really being yourself. You know what I mean? So
right.
I try to just be
it's good to get like inspiration from a certain individual and then take that and bring your own personal
be you.
Characteristic into
I could never, like, how I said, like, copying, like, the Kobe moves and stuff like that. Like, cool. Like, take inspiration from it and stuff. But I can never just copy a person completely. Like, he does this, like, picture fitch now. Like, you got to have your own swag. Like, you got to have your groove to it. You know what I mean? Physically, mentally, whatever you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Who's your favorite player in the league right now?
Ooh. Probably KD.
KD?
Yeah, KD.
Okay. Do you have a favorite team?
Lakers, probably Lakers, yeah, because of Kobe.
So you grew up a Lakers fan because of Kobe and
Yeah.
just stayed loyal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. I see like it's different now. Like I follow teams, like Lakers, of course, but then I also follow players. Kyrie Irving was a big inspiration to me growing up. I used to love watching him. Just loved watching him break down defenders,
So
and yeah, I just used to love watching him. So wherever he was going, I would follow him. But yeah, KD, obviously LeBron. Everyone's LeBron fan unless you're a hater.
So, but you said you grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
Right like outside of Manchester?
No, it's within. So Manchester's like a pretty big city.
Right.
And it's just like a little
borough.
A little area within Manchester. You know, we have, so like, you say you're from Manchester, but then obviously when you're in Manchester, like you'd be like, oh, I'm from here, you know what I mean? Kind of thing within Manchester.
So Man City or Man U?
Everyone always asks me this. And I don't care. Because I just didn't have that like passion for football, soccer. So like when it just didn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like I live right
true hooper right here.
Yeah, nah, I don't
just basketball only.
Yeah. All my friends and that because I live right next to City's ground. Like right next to it. So I'm always around the blue, you know what I mean? The City stuff. So if I had to say one, like my friends and that support City, so I would go with City, but like I would never like, watch a game or anything or like support it like that, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Literally, once I started playing basketball, I forgot about soccer, forgot about everything, forgot about every other sport that I did. I dropped completely once I started playing basketball.
Wow. So did you ever travel before coming to America at all? Or did you ever come to America before?
Nah, so
South Florida?
I've been blessed really. So literally I started playing for a team when I was 13. And then 14, 15, 16. When I got to 16 was when I kind of got good. And I got noticed at this tournament. And then I got invited to play for my country, England. So I got invited for the English national team. And then I made it. I made the England national team. And then, so at 16, I started traveling the world.
Wow.
Literally, it was so quick. Like, it was so quick.
Where all did you go?
I went pretty much most places in Europe, Spain, France, Lithuania, Israel, Slovenia, Slovakia. We've been to so many places for tournaments. Israel is probably the nicest place I've been. So yeah, I've done a lot of traveling. I did a lot of traveling with my national team at such a young age. So kind of used to that traveling lifestyle, you know what I mean, getting around hotels and all that since a young age. So yeah, it's been blessed. Like basketball has taken me like all over the world, you know what I mean, from a young age. Like I said, I was only playing for a team. So I was only playing organized basketball for like 3-4 years before I started like traveling the world doing it. So yeah, it's been a blessing, you know what I mean. I never take it for granted, you know what I mean. Even being here in the Bahamas, like I'll always just think about like when I first picked up the ball and when I first joined England and I first got on my first plane ride to wherever I went because of the sport. So yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, honestly.
Wow. And obviously you have aspirations to go to the NBA and all that is amazing. But what drives you? What's your why? Why are you so I mean, you have such an amazing mindset, it seems like, but what drives you?
A lot of different things. I'd say that's a complex question. Because initially I feel like I played basketball. Like I said, I did everything. I did every sport, and I feel like when I fell in love with basketball, it was like the best way of like an escape almost. You know what I mean? So I kind of just went with that, and then I just loved doing it. You know what I mean? I just loved doing it. But I'd say just out of pure passion and love, and it's a thing that I don't know. I see myself like even like I've always had like when I have a vision, like I can't stop until like I'm in that vision. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I place myself in that dream, and I've done it many times. Like I've said I'm gonna do this, whatever it may be, and I just can't. It's like an obsession. You know, it's like I get hyper focused on that vision, no matter what it be, and I'm just gonna keep. It's like I'm on autopilot. I just keep doing it. I keep grinding until, you know.
What's a big part of getting to where you want to go is manifesting and visualizing.
Yeah, I'm big on that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like if you don't believe it yourself or you don't dream of it, it's not ever gonna happen.
Yeah, never. No, it won't. It's impossible. And it's just a thing of like, I realized this from a young age, like just by chance, that if I can focus on something and envision something and then you got to put action to it. Like it has no choice but to happen. Like it's, you know what I mean? And that's for everyone out there. Like if you envision something, whatever it may be, like you want to do it, you have that vision, and then you make steps towards it. You walk in that same path and you stay faithful. It has no choice but to happen. It's going to happen. There's no other way around it. So that's kind of how I think. And like I said, I came to America at 18 trying to get a D1 scholarship. I got that D1 scholarship when I was 23. You know what I mean? So I remember when I got it, and I started bursting out crying because I'm like, and I said it to my coach, like, I tried this. I tried to make this dream happen 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Just when I came to America. I've been trying to make this dream happen when I was 13 years old. You know what I mean? So it's not a thing of it's just gonna happen. Like one of the best qualities about myself, I probably say, is like I'm faithful. Like I've just stayed loyal to it, loyal to the grind. After everything, like I've been through injury wise, mentally wise, like just off the court wise, I've just stayed faithful. You know what I mean? And by me doing that and walking in that path, like everything's kind of coming towards me that I've kind of manifested, and what I've kind of dreamed and what I've wrote down and what I've wanted to do with my life. So yeah, it's pretty much been that simple, honestly.
That's awesome, man. That's such a cool story. It sounds like you definitely have the right mentality. I remember, so I played football at Baylor, and I was a walk-on. And
I know that was like
ended up earning a scholarship, and that was the best day of my life. I remember crying, and I remember thinking, this is everything I've ever worked for.
Yeah.
And I've been dreaming about this day since I was a little kid of earning a D1 scholarship. I didn't know exactly how I was going to get it, and I ended up being, I turned down.
You've seen it.
I felt it. I felt it when I was in high school.
It's more of that's what I mean. It's more of like you envision it, but it's almost like it's a feeling deep down, like, I know this is going to happen. It's like that.
It's so funny how, not funny, but it's just amazing how much I feel like I can actually relate to you. I've done this podcast with a bunch of other student athletes. We actually had other people doing the podcast with a lot of the other ones, and it's always nice when you feel like that connection. Like everything you're saying right now, I'm like, you couldn't be more like me. I've obviously taken my approach now to business and like starting this company, and so I feel the same thing. But I remember being an athlete and feeling like, I will be here. I will do exactly what I'm envisioning. And then once it happened, it was the best feeling in the world. And I feel like, wow, my dreams are accomplished. And now I get into this business world and, starting Influxer and hearing these types of stories. I want to, like, I have a vision for Influxer. And one of the big visions was helping out these international student athletes and providing for all of y'all. And the opportunity, when I was at Baylor, my teammates, we get the $1,200 monthly stipend check. $600 would go towards rent. Other $600 would go home.
I know that Baylor was different.
It was. It was.
Football
it was a great school. And obviously NIL didn't exist when I was there, and so my teammates would send their money home after paying rent, and were kind of left with nothing. And so, the school was making the TV networks are making millions on Saturday, and obviously the student athletes weren't getting a piece of that pie. And so I've always been intrigued by NIL, and I guess as being an international student athlete, how's it been for you?
Hard, extremely. Just the simple fact that, like, like my parents in a sense, like, and a lot of internationals, let me not just say mine, but coming from international, like sometimes like your parents just aren't able to provide for you. You know what I mean? Just simple, just that simple point. As much as they would like to, you know what I mean? They help you out in every way they can, but they just can't. And being overseas, and like the first time when I was at prep school, didn't get a dime. Like D2 when I went to Florida Southern, didn't get a dime. So it's just like everything I want, like if I want to go eat somewhere or I want to go to the movies or just anything, any little thing, like you struggle to do it. You know what I mean? You struggle to do it. You don't really have the access to do it. So coming to when I got to D1, that was kind of and junior college. That was kind of the first time I got like you said, you got your monthly thing, and you're actually allowed to keep that. You know what I mean? And like you said, you pay rent, and you have like a couple hundred just to yourself or whatever. It's like, wow, like I can go like Chipotle or I can go Chick-fil-A like whenever I want now. You know what I mean? I can go. I don't really got to worry about $20 to my name for the rest of the month. Like you know what I mean? You kind of you know what I mean. So and then plus the NIL, that's a blessing. You know, I still think that the NCAA should kind of help internationals more with that, because I know there's a restriction, you can't get NILs within the country. But I just feel like a lot of internationals probably need it the most. You know what I mean? There's like so many internationals out there literally without a dime. You know what I mean? So I feel like NIL should definitely be given to internationals within the land of America, most definitely. You know what I mean? Because I know we're blessed to come to the Bahamas and get this opportunity to do here, but wouldn't it be just as amazing just to get, you know, another NIL in America, you know, just as everybody else, you know what I mean, as a collective. So, yeah, I think like I said, I think it should be for everybody, you know, on the team. You know what I mean? You shouldn't exclude people because of their international, you know what I mean? So
I couldn't agree with that more. And hopefully, you know, by doing this type of stuff, hopefully it'll ignite some change, ignite some new rules, new laws written to allow for the international students. So this is why I wanted to get you guys on the podcast and really share exactly what you just shared and the reasoning behind it. And obviously, if we don't get this type of content and put it out there, no change is going to happen.
Yeah, no,
we're just silent. Nothing's going to happen.
Sure,
so
exactly.
our goal and mission here at Influxer is to change that for all of y'all. Sure. And I agree with everything that you said, that internationals probably need it more than anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad you said that and couldn't agree more. So I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. This has been sick.
This has been,
Yeah, this has been sick.
Cool, man. Well, thanks again. We'll get you onto the photo shoot and hopefully get, you know, let's change the world.
Yeah.
So
yes,
thank you for your time, bro.
Thank you.